A simple video of a nurse singing to a dying child went viral, but no one could have predicted that it would bring Taylor Swift to that hospital, or what she would do next. Eli was just 9 years old. For most of his young life, he had been in and out of hospitals, not because of one specific illness, but due to a rare condition that attacked his nerves, lungs, and muscles without warning. Music had always been his escape, his source of comfort. And for Eli, that meant Taylor Swift. Before every procedure, before every long night filled with uncertainty, he would put in his earbuds, close his eyes, and lose himself in her songs. But after undergoing his most critical surgery yet, one with incredibly high stakes and almost no room for error, he was transferred to a unit with strict electronic restrictions. No devices, no headphones, not even his quiet playlist. The machines monitoring his fragile condition were too sensitive. Anything wireless could interfere. And just like that, the one thing that had always made him feel safe was taken away, Eli. Didn't protest, didn't cry, but the change in him was immediate and undeniable. He stopped asking questions, stopped mouthing along to the songs in his head, and for the first time, his bright spirit seemed to dim. No one could hear him. He just lay still, day after day, staring at the ceiling. His silence was unsettling. His once lively spirit now a distant memory. Leah, a night nurse who had cared for him on and off for months, noticed the change right away. She had seen plenty of kids struggle, but this was different, like something essential inside him had been switched off. One evening, while checking his IV line, she paused. "I remember your mom saying you liked Taylor Swift," she said casually. "Still a fan?" Eli nodded weakly. Leah hesitated for a moment, then offered a small smile. "You know, I'm not a great singer," she admitted, "but I do know that one song you like." Eli turned his head ever so slightly, just enough to show he was listening. So Leah sat down, and in the dim glow of the monitors and soft hum of hallway lights, she began to sing. "Never Grow Up." Her voice wasn't perfect. It wavered at times, but it was honest, gentle, and filled with warmth. And for the first time since his surgery, Eli closed his eyes. Not from exhaustion, but from calm. What Leah didn't realize was that another nurse, Beth, had stopped just outside the room after hearing her voice. She didn't interrupt. She didn't even move. She just stood there, taking in the moment, feeling something she couldn't quite explain. Quietly, she pulled out her phone and recorded a short clip. Later that night, Beth sent the 43-second video to their small nurse group chat. It wasn't posted publicly, just shared among friends. But someone passed it along to another person, and then another. And without anyone in the hospital realizing it, the video kept spreading, until eventually it landed in front of someone on Taylor Swift's team. A week passed, and Eli's condition worsened. His parents barely left his side, their exhaustion evident in their weary eyes. Leah kept singing, not every night, but often enough that it became a quiet source of comfort. Then, one Tuesday afternoon, a security guard approached the nurses' station, looking hesitant. "There's someone asking to visit room 305, he said. "She says she's here for Eli." Leah barely looked up at first, focused on charting. "Who is it?" another nurse asked. The guard hesitated before nodding. "Taylor Swift." The hallway fell into stunned silence. Leah's pen stopped mid-chart. "Wait, the Taylor Swift?" Moments later, Taylor walked through the pediatric ward, dressed casually in jeans and a soft hoodie. No cameras, no entourage, just her. When she stepped into Eli's room, his parents could hardly believe their eyes. Eli was asleep. Taylor quietly pulled up a chair, sitting beside him. She gently brushed a loose strand of hair from his forehead, her expression filled with warmth. Then she glanced at Leah, offering a small smile. "You have a beautiful voice," she said softly. Leah shook her head, still in disbelief. "I was just trying to help," Taylor smiled. "You did," she assured. Her. "More than you know." Eli stirred, his eyelids fluttering. As he slowly opened his eyes, he looked at Taylor for a long moment, his voice barely above a whisper. "Is this a dream?" Taylor let out a soft laugh. "I get that a lot." They talked, they laughed, and for a brief time, Eli wasn't just a patient. He was a kid again, living in a moment of pure joy. Then, just before she left, Taylor leaned in close, whispering something into his ear. No one else heard what she said. She turned to the staff, gave them a small nod of gratitude, and walked out the same way she came in. Quietly, humbly, leaving behind something far greater than a visit. That night, Leah sat beside Eli and asked gently, "What did she say to you?" Eli blinked slowly, a tired but content smile forming on his lips. She said, "I'm braver than she'll ever be."